Hello, welcome crafty friends to another Wednesday afternoon craft, and we're continuing on from Sunday's craft where I tried to sublimate on canvas boards with the HTV Runt sublimation spray. So it turned out great in terms of the image transfer. However, my board did curl, as you can see. It did curl, and I suspect the issue was moisture. So the HTV Runt, it's a spray, and so some of that perhaps got absorbed into the board, and so after heating it, it curled up. So I was thinking, okay, maybe we can create some more beautiful art if we go the route of the DTF Hack. So in that video, a viewer also commented and said, hey, why not use the DTF Sublimation Hack? And I was like, yeah, that's going to be Wednesday's video. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take the approach of the DTF Hack, but we're not only going to use Sublimation Ink, but we're going to do Inkjet versus Sublimation Ink. So let's see how it turns out. So I printed two of the same images. So here is one and here is the other. So these are my DTF Hack transfers, and I prepared them, I did prepare them off screen. If you want to see the entire process of how you'd prepare one of these transfers, I will have a couple of videos linked in the description. But I went ahead and I prepared them as usual. This one is using the Sublimation Ink, and this one is using Inkjet ink. So why do we care? Well, some of us don't have Sublimation Ink. Also, my Inkjet printer can do 11.5 by 17, so it allows me to do larger canvases if this works out great. So we're going to go through the process of pressing these. These are 11 by 14. These are, don't blow away. These are 11 by 14 canvas boards, and I'm hoping that they will not warp. They will not warp because I am not applying any liquids to it. Now, the great thing about the DTF Hack is that we're also going to be pressing for a shorter time and at a much lower temperature. So we're going to be pressing at 325 for 25 seconds. All right. So let me go ahead and switch my heat press on. So in the previous video, I did use this press here, but I am going to use my Conduon heat press today. So I'm just going to go switch that on. Okay, we're back. So I have gone ahead and I've centered my design on the canvas board. So it is 2.5 inches from the top and 2.5 inches from the bottom. Okay, so I'm using the pressing mat from my heat press, and I'm just gonna let it sit right here on top of it. And I got some butcher paper. So we are pressing, so this is the Inkjet. This is the Inkjet one. So I'm just gonna put my butcher paper on top. So this is my Conduon Easy Press. If you want to know all about it, I will have a video in the description as well. I did do a review of this machine. I did purchase this from eBay. You can get them on Amazon. It is much cheaper than the Cricut Easy Press. It functions essentially the same. Okay. I forgot to start the timer. All right. So it looks like it might want to curl, but nowhere as much as before. So this is going to be a cold peel. So no, it's actually flat. It's fine. It's fine. So let's just set it aside to cool down, and then we will come back and peel. All right, so let's get our sublimation. All right. Let's make sure it's straight. All right, let's get that down. 25 seconds. Let's go. Hopefully I'm giving this enough pressure. All right. Okay, everybody. The first one is cool. Okay, they're pretty close to being cool. So here is the moment of truth. We're gonna peel up. So I do want to say that the Inkjet ink, the one that I pressed first, has warped a bit, but I think that is because I double pressed it. When I pressed it the first time and I picked it up, I don't know what happened, but it seemed as if I had put the film down the wrong side. And so when I realized, I flipped it over and pressed it a second time. And because of the second press, it has a bit of a warp. The second panel, that was the sublimation ink that I pressed, it was put down correctly. I pressed once, has not warped. So a part of the issue with the board is the length of time that you're gonna press it. It will cause it to warp. So let's go ahead. This one should be cool now. So let's go ahead and peel. Hopefully it went down. Hopefully it went down completely, because as I said, I don't know what happened. I laid it down the wrong way. And so some of that glue could have been transferred to the butcher paper. So let's hope there was enough to allow for a full transfer. Okay. Peeling. Okay, I can see that the double press did cause a bit of trouble, but so far so good. All right. So far, so good. All right, awesome. It did transfer. It looks like it could use a second press for a little section here that started to lift. And I guess maybe I lost some glue there. But overall, this is the design and it looks great. Just make sure. So it does look a lot better than the spray because I don't have any scorch marks. Yeah, looks good. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the sublimation one. I'm really disappointed that I made that mistake with this because I wanted a true comparison between the two. So let's go ahead and peel up the sublimation one. So hopefully this one went down without a hitch. All right. Okay. No. All right. So in the middle here, I was a little bit concerned because in the middle here, right in this section, I could see the canvas actually coming up through the image. So I know it was stuck down there. Right here, I didn't have that. And so it seems the middle of my canvas was not pressed well. Why are there so many issues? Let's peel from this side. Okay. So this looks like it needs another press right here in the center. So let's go ahead and give it a second press. Okay, so I did the repress. While I was doing the repress for this, I decided to give this the final 5 second press. And you know when you're crafting, things go wrong. So today was that day, guys. So for this one, I decided to give it that 5-second press since I still had the heat press on, and it turned out to be a disaster. It seems as if my original press with the butcher paper, so you know when you do the DTF, when you do your second press, you want to press with parchment paper, not butcher paper. It seems I mixed up the two of them. Your butcher paper will stick to it and pull away your ink, and I think that is what happened. So the butcher paper and the parchment paper, if you're not careful, you can mix them up. That may have been what happened here, because that paper just stuck to it and it did more harm than good. So the only way I can look at this is to say that this is more vintage, because it did pull away some of the ink here and it pulled away a little bit of the ink here, so it looks more vintage. Not what I was going for, but it still looks great. So try not to mix up the two papers. So this one that needed the second press, I'm gonna go ahead and peel that up for you. And fingers crossed, okay. All right, so today is the day where everything goes wrong. I have something again that is pretty much vintage. All right, so here it is again. So both of them didn't quite go how I had planned. It looks great, but as you can see, I lost some of my ink right in here. And over here, I don't mind this because what I'm seeing is the lines from the canvas, and so it does look like you've painted onto the canvas. And here as well, you're seeing the lines of the canvas, but right here I've definitely lost some ink. So also you can see the difference in colors here from the different inks. So this one is from the Sublimation printer and this is from the Inkjet printer. The Inkjet printer one looks a little closer to what was online, but they both look great. It's just that they've become a little bit vintage. So let me know what you think about this process. If you try it and you get better results, do let me know in the comments. I'm excited to know where I had planned, which that happens often. But if you found this video interesting, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. Thanks so much for joining me. Enjoy the rest of the week. I'll see you on Sunday. Bye.